Mystery thriller-ish. The best way to quantify my new book, at least. Hi, everybody. I'm Roy Love. I've been a writer for now going on 8 years. Somebody asked me earlier, and I'm sorry, I'm a pacer. So, in order to keep my train of thought, I have to pace back and forth. So I've been a writer for about 8 years. Somebody asked me earlier, and I said 7, and it didn't really hit me that the year rolled on over again. So I am self-published for 4 years. I had a publisher for my first book. Went well for the first year. After that, 7% royalties didn't interest me anymore. Right?
That's all.
7% for writing a book, exactly. So it all depends on what publisher you find. Are they vanity? Are they traditional? Will they read your book for free like a traditional publisher would, even if they are a vanity publisher? There's so many out there, it's ridiculous. So I bought the rights back to my first book. They had me contracted already for a second one, which I had started. Anything that I had to publish, or anything that I could have published with this series, would have had to go through them, so I had to pull it on back. So my first book was called The Fallen. It is about an assassin who falls in love with his target. Very cliche, right? It's original, I promise. He's 23 years old, right? His name's Gabriel Mason. All of the assassins in the books are named after angels. Little first twist. My writing process when I was first beginning this journey. Then came Requiem, the second book. It is a direct sequel. It takes place about 2 years after the fact. In Events of the Fallen, I wanted it to be a dark comedy. I wanted everybody to die at the end. And I couldn't. Once you fall in love with your characters, that's it. They can't die. You really have to pick and choose. It's really heartbreaking who does. So imagine what like the writers of Game of Thrones or Supernatural feel at any of those points. Then came Trinity. This was in response to the actual fan cry out for it. I ended, Requiem was more of a mystery, a masked assassin instead of a bunch of assassins. His name is Legion, and the trick with Legion was he would appear in one place, kill somebody, and then appear in another place, kill somebody. Also very cliche, took it right out of the Bible. It is Legion from the Bible. There are 3 assassins actually named Legion. You'll find throughout the book. So that's sort of how it plays. That's not a plot killer, I promise. Finding out who is under each of the masks is the best part. So then Trinity. Trinity, again, in response to a little bit of a fan cry out from the third one, because, the second one. In the second one, Gabriel and Katie reunite. They're our main characters. They have a son together, who generally they just call Junior, but is Gabriel Jr. At the end of the second book, Gabriel Jr. gets kidnapped. And so, and it's more of a violent kidnapping, so I had a good bit of cry out for a third one. Trinity starts off 8 months after Requiem, and then makes a major jump. Its prologue is 8 months, chapter 1, 20 years later. So you do figure out what happens to Gabriel Jr. right in the prologue. And the best part of Trinity, absolutely anybody can pick it up. Trinity I wrote as my little bundle of joy. You can pick it up not knowing the first 2 books, read it, and understand everything. I did that in response to when we start advertising book number 3. Nobody wants to read it. They want to read book 1 and 2 first unless they understand that. So I did write it that way specifically to garner up interest. I have a little lesser of a demographic. I shoot for the 18 to 50-year-old range. Senior citizens, sorry guys, if anybody considers themselves there, I don't shoot for your demographic. I'm terribly sorry. I know that you guys are awesome. But as far as fiction and content of the book, people in an older generation tend not to like it. More action-packed than anything. In fact, I just got 2 reviews in, one 5-star and one 4-star, and the main critique is it's so action-packed that character development is a little flawed. So trying to be upfront about my book here. Last part, I will tell you that Trinity is more conspiracy fiction. I wanted to break into that genre a little bit. I give you Freemasons as the bad guy. Any Freemasons? Anybody related to Freemasons? Okay. Usually I have somebody stand up. What? The bad guy.
I'm gonna say what, because I know them, but we're not